are there not like different like sects of Islam? Like I don't know really about it, but like are Sunnis and Shiites that
So this is the beauty when it comes to this argument, that when it comes to the argument of Islam, regardless of the Sunnis or Shias, there's a sect that unanimously we agree are not Muslim, called the Qadianis. Yeah, unanimously, they've got their own outlandish kind of beliefs. All of the sects believe in one Quran. That's the thing that makes Islam unique, because sometimes the Christians will say, you know that fallacy, I know I am, but what about you? The tu kui fallacy. It just doesn't work with Islam pertaining to the Quran, because we accept the same Quran whether you're Sunni, Shia or Qadiani.
Yeah, I mean, like, but there are, for example, aren't there Christian sects that maybe follow the same Bible, but they interpret it different? How do they differ in that way?
Yeah,
they don't differ in the words they believe God said or their interpretation of God?
No, they believe in a completely different scripture. For example, you can search this up. In the Protestant canon, they have 66 books.
Yeah.
In the Catholic canon, they have 73 books. In the Orthodox Russian, they've got 79. And in the Ethiopian, they've got 71. So there are complete books in there that are not in any other canon.
Yeah.
So it's completely different scripture. And then when you go into versions, let's just say within a sect, for example, the Protestant Bible, let's look at Gospel of Mark. It depends. If you take King James Version, you've got the last 21 verses of Mark there. You go in the New International Version, which is regarded as more scholarly accurate, the last 21 verses of Mark are not there.
I've seen some scholars have some bad things to say about the NIV, particularly, like in terms of the way it handles certain translations. It's like can be quite inaccurate.
I mean, Bruce Metzger said, and this is in his book, he says that the scribes had a habit, and this was widespread, that whenever they saw the word spirit, they would add the word holy.
Yeah.
So adding their own interpretation of scripture. There's one bit where Mary actually says, and this is in Luke, at least I think it's in Luke, Mary says to Jesus, your father and I were really worried about you, referring to Joseph. That got changed by a scribe to we were worried about you, because the scribe didn't want people to be confusing the Father in heaven with the Father on earth. So there were a lot of those. Even if you look at Mark 1:1, the Son of God is not in the early manuscripts. It's an annotation. You can actually see it in the Codex Sinaiticus that's been added in. Bro, like you don't have to travel very far to notice clear interpolations that have been added in. In fact, Professor David Trobish, who's a scholar of early manuscripts, he actually says there are 6,000 handwritten manuscripts of the New Testament. None of them agree with one another. So and Bruce Metzger says the same thing, a very similar thing.
Well, when you look into some of the parts of the Bible, it doesn't agree with itself sometimes.